The anime begins with Tomo Aizawa confessing her love to Kubota Junichiro, his childhood friend. However, Tomo faces a problem because Jun sees her as one of the guys, not a girl. Instead of romance, he sees her love as a sign of brotherhood. Tomo leaves her house the next day and comes across Jun. They've known each other since they were little kids. She recalls wearing a skirt to school and Jun making an odd remark about how it didn't suit her. In the present, Jun slaps Tomo's butt, causing her to punch him in the gut. Tomo reveals that she's dabbled in karate. They arrive at their high school, Minamizu High School. Tomo goes to class and talks with her friend Misuzu Gundo. Misuzu reveals that she has known Tomo and Jun for many years. Misuzu believes Tomo deserves to be treated like a boy because she is always engaged in boy-like activities. She advises Tomo to lower her voice and sound more polite. Tomo meets Jun and sounds more polite. Jun tells Tomo that she sounds like an old man, which irritates her, and they get into a fight, leading to Tomo uppercutting Jun. Tomo meets her father at home, who gets angry after seeing the wounds on her face. Tomo says that she got into a fight with Jun. Her father is enraged because she has brought shame to their family by losing. Tomo responds that she is a girl and that Jun's father should not have trained Jun in the sport. Jun and Tomo walk to school in the morning, and Jun apologizes for his behavior. He says that his life would be boring without her. Although his kind words make Tomo blush, but she notes that this is a routine they go through after every fight. She accepts his apology and they both fist bump. Tomo goes to the roof for lunch with Misuzu at school. Misuzu wonders why Tomo prefers to spend her lunch break with her rather than Jun. Tomo says that it would make her appear as if she is dating Jun. Misuzu leaves to invite Jun to lunch and he isn't happy with her appearance. They all eat lunch together, and Tomo reveals that Misuzu and Jun don't get along. Tomo feeds Jun fried chicken and is surprised by her action. Later, Jun's friend Tanabe comes up to him. Tanabe asks if he's made a move on Tomo and remarks on her rocking body. Misuzu finds their conversation unappealing. She goes to the rooftop to tell Tomo about it. Misuzu informs Tomo that Jun admitted to his friend Tanabe that he engaged in sensual activities with Tomo. In reality, he was referring to their martial arts practice. Misuzu's misinformation riles Tomo, prompting her to beat up Jun for his crude remarks. Misuzu runs into Tanabe and tells him the truth about Tomo and Jun, demonstrating how she set Jun up to fail. Misuzu calls Tanabe a scumbag for having sensual thoughts about Tomo, but Tanabe dismisses her comments. He thinks what he can do to help them in becoming a couple, but Misuzu tells him to back off. She believes she is the only one who is permitted to toy with them. Misuzu runs into Jun and tells him how they've grown apart since maturing. Jun admits that they all used to get into mischief as kids and that Misuzu would create extreme pranks. Misuzu was never present when they got into trouble. Jun claims he disliked joining clubs because he preferred learning karate at Tomo's house. He admits that boys and girls clubs have always been separate, and it wouldn't be as much fun without Tomo. Misuzu asks Jun how he'd react if Tomo got a boyfriend and begins yelling at Jun. Tomo comes and feels confused as to what is going on. Jun invites Tomo to walk home with him, but she asks Misuzu instead. Misuzu is irritated by Tomo's actions, and Tomo instead walks home with Jun. Jun compliments Tomo on her fragrance, and she runs away in embarrassment. Meanwhile, Tanabe runs into Misuzu and invites her to join him under his umbrella. Misuzu, on the other hand, takes his umbrella and walks away. Jun locates Tomo, but before he can say anything, he notices water on her shirt, revealing some things. In embarrassment, he gives her his umbrella and runs away, and Tomo wonders what's wrong with Jun. The next scene begins with Tomo practicing martial arts with someone. Her opponent compliments her on her appearance and skills internally. The boy's name is Misaki, and Tomo kicks him to the curb. Tomo expresses regret for her actions. Misaki inquires if she has grown used to the boys' club. Tomo admits that being the only girl in class is fine with her. Misaki offers to put in a good word for her if she ever wants to join the girls' club again. Tomo, on the other hand, admits that other female martial artists are unwilling to spar with her. Tomo says she is a failure as a girl, but Misaki assures her that she is a charming girl. Tomo asks him what about her evokes a girl aesthetic and how she can improve in that field. Misaki advises Tomo that she only needs to boost her confidence. After school, some girls notice Misaki leaving and admire his appealing appearance from afar. Tomo rushes out and the girls devise a plan to prevent her from putting the moves on Misaki. The next day, Misuzu comes up to Jun and informs him that she saw a boy walking with Tomo the day earlier. Tomo arrives at class later but forgets her textbook. She asks Jun if she can peep at his, and Jun inquires about the boy she's been hanging out with in karate class. Tomo tells Jun about Misaki, revealing that he is the captain of a karate club she is in. Jun misidentifies Misaki as a girl after Tomo shows him a photo of her and Misaki. He inquires of Tomo whether she is close to any other girls besides Gundo. Jun asks Tomo how she'd feel if Misuzu got a boyfriend, and she says no. Tomo admits she cannot imagine Misuzu falling in love with anyone, but she claims she would be lonely without her. Tomo walks out of class and is approached by two girls named Mifune and Ogawa. They tell Tomo to meet her after school, but Tomo has a feeling they're not interested in becoming friends. She frightens them and drives Ogawa and Mifune away. Tomo tells Misuzu of her problems with Ogawa and Mifune. Misuzu warns her that fighting girls in school is not ladylike. Misuzu suggests having a verbal spat with them. After school, Tomo meets with Mifune and Ogawa. Mifune reveals that they had a crush on Misaki and noticed Tomo hanging out with him. Tomo misinterprets their words and thinks they wanted her love advice because she knows Misaki. If they want to be close to Misaki, Tomo suggests they become her friends. The girls reluctantly accept Tomo's offer. The following day, Tomo informs Misuzu of what happened between her and the girls. She wonders if she has a lot of feminine appeal now. Jun interrupts their conversation and invites Tomo to go to the school store. The girls notice that Tomo is more ladylike than they thought. The episode ends with Tomo hoping Jun to see her as a girl. Tomo and Jun are traveling somewhere on a bus. Tomo is irritated that Jun does not treat her as a girl. From behind, a strange man begins groping Tomo. Tomo wants to punch him, but she wants Jun to do something. Jun sees the man and approaches him. Later, they go for a walk in the park, and Tomo tells us that Jun reported the man to the police. Jun advises Tomo not to wear skirts anymore. The following day, Tomo tells Misuzu everything that happened the day before. Misuzu feels bad that Tomo was groped and asks Tomo to continue her story. Jun tells Tomo in a flashback to wear slacks because skirts don't fit her. Jun is knocked out by Tomo's one-off comment. In the present, Misuzu tells Tomo that Jun may have phrased it that way because he doesn't want Tomo to be groped again. Misuzu finds Tomo's wearing long shorts underneath weird and asks her to remove them for a while. Tomo is against it, but Misuzu tells her it's normal for girls to wear underwear underneath. Misuzu consoles Tomo by explaining her how she dresses, implying that it's normal for girls to do so. Later, Misuzu runs into Jun and tells him she knows what happened between him and Tomo and informs him that Tomo wishes to accompany him on his walk home and is waiting downstairs. Tomo is shown holding her skirt down, and Jun is surprised to see her without her shorts. They go for a walk together, and Tomo apologizes to Jun for hitting him. They held onto a bus, and Jun notices that it is filled with men. He's worried they'll try groping Tomo because she's no longer wearing shorts. Fortunately, nothing happens, and the two end up walking down the same path from yesterday. The wind current becomes tense and lifts Tomo's skirt. Jun faints when he sees Tomo's trousers. They sit on a bench. Jun apologizes to Tomo because he thinks it was inappropriate for him to tell her what she should and should not wear. At gym class, Misuzu asks Tomo how everything went, and Tomo responds that everything went horribly wrong. She asks Tomo if Jun saw her underwear, and Tomo says he dropped like a rock after seeing them. Misuzu later approaches Jun and mocks him for his embarrassing actions. Jun meets up with Tomo and invites her to lunch. Misuzu looks at them from a distance and comments on their progress. In the next scene we see Carol Olston, a girl who appears to attract a lot of attention from male students. Tomo observes Carol receiving the same level of attention every day and is wondering how she can do the same. Misuzu claims that her appearance and English background make her appear premium in the eyes of men. Misuzu also says that her defenseless personality is another factor. Tomo can't stop thinking about what Misuzu said as she leaves class. She questions whether she should really try to befriend Carol in order to gain knowledge from her. Just then, Misaki and Carol approach her. Misaki reveals that Carol is actually his distant relative and they have been close friends since childhood. Carol jokes about being engaged to Misaki, but Misaki tells Tomo that she is kidding. However, Carol also admits that she is not interested in any of the guys in their class. This worries Tomo as she wonders if Carol sees her as a guy despite her wearing a skirt. We get a montage of Carol calling Tomo a dummy. Misuzu realizes Carol might be jealous of Misaki and Tomo's friendship. Carol approaches Misuzu during class to ask her a question. Misuzu informs Carol that she dislikes her and has no intention of sharing anything bad about her best friend. Carol entices Misuzu with cake and Misuzu agrees to listen to her. Carol seeks Misuzu's assistance in defeating Tomo. Misuzu thinks how she can manipulate Carol and tells her that there is someone else who would be more suitable to help her. In the boys' locker room, Jun notices Carol inside her locker. They decide to meet outside to avoid any awkwardness. Carol asks Jun for ways to defeat an enemy. June asks her to punch him to see how strong she is and quickly realizes that she is unable to fight anyone because she is too weak. He promises to make her strong in a month so she can defeat her opponent. Tomo notices June picking up Carol during class. She asks Misuzu what's going on, and Misuzu states Carol and June could be a couple. Carol and June start their training, while Tomo becomes unhappy. Tomo notices June and Carol hugging each other. Tomo grabs June and asks him what he's doing with Carol in an intimidating manner. Carol observes and recalls Misuzu's advice to stay close to June in order to discover Tomo's weakness. Carol tells Tomo that she has lost the battle and no longer wishes to beat her enemy. Carol leaves and meets up with Misuzu. Carol and Misuzu visit a bakery and eat some cake. She asks Misuzu if they are now friends as she does not have any. Misuzu suggests Carol ask Tomo to be her friend. Carol meets Tomo at school and expresses her desire to be her friend. Carol is delighted when Tomo accepts her offer. When Misuzu is asked a similar question, she accepts Carol's friendship because she is rich. June and Tomo talk about Misuzu and Carol, and he tells Tomo that they're popular with the guys. He makes a casual remark about Misuzu's appearance, which irritates Tomo. He tells Tomo that he has no feelings for Misuzu, but they used to date in middle school, which leaves Tomo speechless. On the rooftop, Tomo confronts Misuzu about it. Misuzu explains that they only dated for 3 days and were unaware of her feelings for him. Now that Tomo is aware of her relationship with June, she explains what happened. During his second year of middle school, June opened up to Misuzu. Misuzu tells June that it will be a good time, but she also tells Tomo that her romance with June has ended after several cycling trips. She had reached her physical and mental breaking point and wanted to end the relationship. However, June beat her to it and broke up with her first. Misuzu assures Tomo that she no longer has any feelings for June and only has hatred towards him. Tomo's relieved by Misuzu's words. Misuzu later meets June about telling Tomo about the past relationship. She wonders if June dumped her because he developed feelings for Tomo after the incident. June apologizes and promises to accept full responsibility for his actions. June and Tomo walk home later, and Tomo asks if he has any feelings for anyone right now. June makes it clear that he has no feelings for anyone. The next day, Misaki runs into Tomo and June. June is surprised that Misaki is a man, and when Misaki greets June, June chops him on the head. This enrages Tomo, who retaliates by punching June in the face. June apologizes for his actions and properly introduces himself. When Misaki mentions that he enjoys karate, June suggests that they go sparring sometime. June and Tomo go to their lockers to talk about Tomo's involvement with Misaki. She explains that a few things happened that led to her joining the boys' karate club. Tomo tells June after class that she won't be able to walk home with him today because she promised to spend time with Misuzu and Carol. June and Misaki stand at a bus stop together, recalling Tomo's advice to work things out. Misaki asks June on the bus if he wants to join the boys' club, and June says no. He says that he can't beat Tomo and refuses to lose. June admits that he can only beat her at her father's dojo, but that in a match with a rule set, he would lose. June says he often gets in fistfights with Tomo, which irritates Misaki because he believes he should not fight girls. June admits that Tomo enjoys fighting and that if he can beat her in strength contests, it's because of his masculinity, but the nice moment ends and June warns Misaki not to discuss their conversation with Tomo. During Karate Club, Misaki tells Tomo that June did not do anything to him. Tomo says every time she tried to introduce June to other boys to be friends with, he scared them away, which does not surprise Misaki because he is also scared of him. Mifune and Ogo are secretly discussing Tomo's appearance. Misuzu and Tomo startle them by interrupting their conversation. They leave the diner and Tomo asks Misuzu why they would do such a thing. Misuzu explains that it's because of Tomo's clothing. Misuzu asks Tomo whether she has recently seen June. Tomo admits that they haven't spent as much time together because she has become strangely self-conscious. Misuzu warns her that if she stops hanging out with him, he might find someone else. Misuzu suggests that Tomo invite him to do things the next time. Misuzu believes that going shopping together or singing karaoke is a fantastic idea. Tomo asks June if he wants to go out with her during the break. June is pleased with her offer and accepts it. Tomo meets with Misuzu again, and Misuzu tells her she must take it as a date. Misuzu says they'll go shopping with Carol for Tomo's date outfits. Tomo feels confused at the shop, while Misuzu and Carol discuss what to get her for the occasion. Misuzu suggests getting Tomo some slightly tomboyish clothing to avoid June from running away during their date. Tomo then thanks Carol and Misuzu for their help. Misuzu requests that Tomo report on what happens after her date with June. Tomo goes on a date with June while dressed in the clothes Misuzu and Carol gave her. June notices a change in Tomo, who remains silent. They go to a variety of places, from the batting cage to the bowling alley. Tomo realizes she's making a mistake and requests June accompany her to the karaoke room. June encourages Tomo to sing, but she refuses. He admits that the things she'd gotten him to do in the past were insane. Regardless, he always enjoyed giving it a shot. Thanks to his encouragement, Tomo selects a children's song and begins singing. June pulls out his phone and begins recording her without her knowing. When she is done, she notices June giggling and yells at him. At school, Tomo tells Misuzu that she sang children's songs for 3 hours despite June's absence. Tomo admits that she is embarrassed by the entire situation. June is wondering if he should delete the video somewhere in the school. Misuzu and Carol request to see the clip, but Tomo dismisses them. June rewatches the video and notices something unusual about Tomo. Next we see Tanabe wishing Misuzu would smile more. June tells him that when she speaks to him, she always smiles. June runs into Tomo, who is also shocked by Misuzu's smile. Tanabe and Misuzu get into an argument, which leads to her taping his mouth shut. He walks past Carol, who is in a similar situation. Carol and Tomo meet, and Carol says Misuzu put tape in her mouth because she tried to kiss Misuzu. Tanabe and Misuzu meet again, and she asks him if he likes her. He confesses his feelings to Misuzu, who advises him to approach her sincerely so that she can kindly reject him with a smile. Tomo asks Misuzu if she likes June and comments on her smiling antics. She says she dislikes June but toyed with the idea of getting on Tomo's nerves. Misuzu finishes the segment with a devious smile. After that we see Tomo wishing to hold hands and hug friends like a girl. Tomo admits that she tried something similar in the past, but girls would distance themselves from her. Misuzu reveals that she and Tomo have known each other since they were babies because their mothers were childhood friends. When Tomo suggests that they've been friends long enough to try it, Misuzu declines. Tomo approaches Carol and embraces her. She's perplexed by how soft she is, so she meets with Misuzu to inform her. After that, Tomo leaves school and begins randomly hugging other girls in order to understand what it's like to be girly. Carol is shown hugging Tomo in a montage. Misuzu is acting strangely toward Tomo, and Tomo wonders if she is still upset about their conversation. Tomo and Carol talk about Misuzu's sudden change of heart, and Carol wonders if she's to blame for Misuzu's actions. Carol apologizes for bothering Tomo in front of Misuzu, but assures her not to worry. Misuzu says she is worried about someone else. Misuzu meets Tomo on the rooftop to apologize for her heinous behavior toward her. She tells Tomo she wouldn't mind giving a hug to Tomo. Tomo gives Misuzu a hug, and Misuzu suggests she should try hugging June. After school, Tomo sneaks up on June and hugs him. He is taken aback by her actions and tells her to stop because they are in high school now. They get into an argument about the situation, and Tomo beats June up. Meanwhile, Carol approaches Misuzu and states her desire to be her best friend, and Misuzu acknowledging Carol for her efforts. June wakes Tomo up, which leads to more bickering and fighting between the two. They have breakfast with Tomo's mother, Akemi, who tells some interesting fact about her husband that he still feels shy around her even though they've been married for years. And to prove it, she goes to the dojo with him. As soon as her husband sees her, he turns red and faints with love. Later, Tomo and June talk about love. Despite Goro's reputation for being shy around Akemi, Tomo claims he is always willing to protect her no matter what. At school, Tomo meets Carol and Misuzu. Carol explains that she and Misuzu plan on spending time alone because she wants love advice. Misuzu says this is an opportunity for Tomo to have lunch with June. Carol puts her headband on Tomo's head, and then she and Misuzu leave. June and Tomo eat lunch together, which attracts the attention of the other girls in their class. Carol and Misuzu are having lunch on the roof in the meantime. Misaki arrives and greets Misuzu. He mentions that Carol means a lot to him and asks if she can keep an eye on her. After he leaves, Carol reveals she's interested in Misaki. Misuzu thinks Misaki behaves like June and does not see Carol as a girl. Carol is advised to take life more seriously if she hopes to win him over. They run into Tomo, who is furious that they have left her in such an awkward situation. Mifune calls Tomo for help. Ogawa met a strange man at a mixer who is a playboy. Ogawa wants to reject him, but rumor says that girls who reject him are bullied for an entire year. When Tomo, Mifune, and Ogawa meet the guy, Tomo informs him that Ogawa is not interested. The guy makes fun of Tomo's appearance and flirts with Ogawa. Tomo kicks the guy across the floor and tells Mifune and Ogawa that she isn't afraid of him or his henchmen. Later, the guy gathers his boys and instructs them to jump on Tomo. His boys mock him, but he claims she hits like a gorilla. June overhears their conversation and lands a powerful kick on the guy's body. After that, the guy and his men meet with Tomo and apologize. June and Tomo then walk to Tomo's house and plan to eat Tomo's favorite sardine rice balls. We see Tomo and Misuzu arrive at Carol's place to hang out. Carol's mother greets them at the front gate, mistaking Tomo for a boy. Inside, Carol greets her mother, Tomo, and Misuzu. Carol invites her friends to her room, and Tomo is taken aback by the beautiful items scattered around. Misuzu reminds Tomo that Carol is rich as Carol showed Tomo pictures of herself when she was younger. Misuzu goes to use the restroom but is stopped by Carol's mother. Carol's mother asks Misuzu if she's a bad person as she walks to the toilet because she's noticed she's been treating Carol poorly. Misuzu asks Carol's mother how she would feel if Misuzu only wanted to befriend Carol for her money. Carol's mother laughs, making Misuzu feel confused. Afterwards, Tomo and Misuzu challenge Carol to a game of Othello and lose. Carol's mother hugs Misuzu and Tomo and tells them they are welcome to stay at any time. The next day, Tomo and Misuzu planning a study group to help them prepare for their midterms. Carol requests to join the session and Misuzu agrees. June invites Tomo to study with him but Misuzu puts him in his place, so Tomo declines. Tomo is surprised Misuzu didn't try to pair her up with June. Carol, Misuzu, and Tomo make their way to Misuzu's house. Tomo hasn't been to her house since they were kids. Misuzu reminds Tomo that it's because she was constantly breaking things when they were kids. Misuzu's mother enters the room and misidentifies Tomo as her mother, Akemi. Carol irritates her and she feels the same way Misuzu does about her. They try practicing equations using Misuzu's method in her room. Carol, on the other hand, surprises the two by solving the equation in a simpler way. Carol's intelligence astounds Tomo, which irritates Misuzu. Misuzu joins in on their celebration, saying that showing one's work is important in earning credit. As they continue, Tomo and Carol compliment Misuzu on her knowledge. Tomo believes that if Misuzu continues to teach her the ways of the world, she will be able to attend the same university as her. Misuzu is surprised because she assumed Tomo would want to attend the same university as June. Carol asks if she can go to the same college as Misuzu, and Misuzu says it's fine. Everyone checks their grades after midterms. Tomo was ranked 70th, while Misuzu and Carol were ranked 2nd and 1st, respectively. Carol mocks the two for their rank. June invites Tomo to his house to play video games. Tomo accepts and meets with Misuzu and Carol to discuss her concerns for the evening. Despite her attempts to tell June that she is unable to attend, Misuzu and Carol reassure her that it is the best option. June asks Tomo to walk home with him after school today, but Tomo says she's walking with Misuzu and Carol. Tomo informs her mother and father that she will be staying at June's house for the night. June tells Tomo that his mother won't be here for tonight, meaning they'll be alone. They eat some of June's curry and talk about things. After finishing their baths, the two play video games. Tomo loses every time and mocks June for his gamer kid past. They get into an intimate situation and head to bed early for the night. June tells Tomo in bed that he had a lot of fun and wonders if they will have more experiences like this. Tomo falls asleep before telling June about her feelings. Tomo uses the opportunity to look at June's facial features. As a result, June grabs Tomo in his sleep and sleeps with her. He wakes up and finds Tomo sleeping next to him and freaks out. Tomo walks away thinking about what happened between her and June, but she finally remembers she slept next to June on the futon. A week later, June gives Tomo glasses for her 16th birthday. She taunts June since she's now older than him. At school, Tomo shows her glasses to Misuzu and begins taunting her about her age as well. It is revealed that Tomo's boasting about being older than her friends is an annual tradition. For her birthday, Misuzu gives Tomo reference books, while Carol gives her a gold brick. Misuzu invites Tomo to her home this weekend so she and Carol can give her a makeover. When the weekend arrives, Misuzu and Carol tell Tomo that they want to give her a makeover to make her look more feminine. They change her skirt and wig and apply makeup to her face. Misuzu tells Tomo to practice sounding like a girl when she's dressed up. Tomo gives a short speech and Misuzu approves of her tone and says boys will like it. Misuzu and Carol force Tomo into getting them ice cream while dressed as a lady. Tomo attracts the attention of every male in the store and spots June. She tries to run away from the store with the goods but trips. June thinks if the woman is Tomo, dismisses his theory because Tomo never wears makeup or girly clothes. He helps Tomo and the two walk together. During their outing, they come across some children playing soccer and sit on the field to watch them. June points out a boy and a girl in the field and inquires about their future with Tomo. Tomo thinks it'd be cool if they started dating. June mentions to Tomo that the girl reminds him of his best friend. Tomo asks June about his friend's future. He's unsure, but he knows he wants to beat her at something. Despite Tomo's desire to reveal herself to June, June reminds her of the ice cream as she leaves. When Tomo arrives at Misuzu's house, she discovers that they had planned to surprise her with a birthday party. They eat cake, and Tomo describes her encounter with June. June shows up at Tomo's house the next day and grabs her cheeks. Tomo punches him, and June is convinced that the woman he was with was not Tomo. In the following scene, we see Tomo scaring her female classmates about the upcoming ball sports tournament. Misuzu reveals that Tomo is always pumped up before athletic events. The coach reveals that Tomo will play on the boys' dive ball team at the ball sports tournament for unknown reasons. The ball sports tournament starts. Tomo and June realize they're playing against the philanderer and his companions. Tomo and June's team completely dominated the tournament, defeating numerous other teams. June and Tomo warm up before the finals. Tanabe warns them that their opponent's team has a gorilla-like player. June realizes he's referring to Goma Takeru, a third-year member of the judo club and the strongest student at the school. Despite Tanabe's concerns, June and Tomo are eager to face Goma. Meanwhile, Misuzu and Carol discuss their defeat in the volleyball tournament. They plan to attend Tomo's event. In the final round, Goma expresses his disappointment with Tomo's poor performance. He is, however, more interested in June. Goma proposes a deal to June, saying that if Goma wins, June has to join the judo club. June agrees to the offer but is unsure about what he should bet. Meanwhile, Tanabe notices Misuzu watching the game. Tanabe is eliminated despite his desire to impress her. Goma eliminates more players from Tomo's team before moving on to her. June defends Tomo and is eliminated. This rages Tomo, who vows to put everything she has into this throw in order to eliminate Goma. Although the ball does not strike Goma, Tomo intended to pass it to June and have him eliminate Goma from the sidelines. Tanabe, on the other hand, catches it and throws it at Goma while he's puzzled. June and Tomo's team wins the ball sports tournament. After having a blast with her team, Tomo catches up with Misuzu and Carol. Tomo tells them she had fun playing dodgeball with June and hopes their future relationship will be the same. June and Goma spar one-on-one. June defeats Goma in their first session, but Goma wins multiple times after that. June tells Goma that his desire to defeat someone close to him drives him to improve his strength. Tomo and June walk home together. June tells Tomo that he has lost several times to Goma. He believes she can beat him, and Tomo recognizes June's tendency to overestimate her, and June wishes he could be more like Tomo. But that's it for this part. I will see you in the next one. We see a flashback to when Tomo and June first met each other when they were kids. Tomo notices June playing with a game system and accidentally breaks it. After settling the matter with a punch, Tomo and June introduce themselves to each other. Later, Tomo returns to June's place with her father to apologize further. After being weirded out by Tomo and her family, Tomo and June eventually become friends. After playing together for some time, Tomo introduces June to Misuzu and asks if she can play with them. Misuzu doesn't give the best introductions to June, but he allows her to play with them. The three go bug catching in the forest. June forms a rivalry with Misuzu and compete for Tomo's attention by catching the best rhinoceros beetle. Tomo acknowledges June's beetle and notices he's starting to smile more. June's present self comments that he started to adapt to Tomo's strange activities around this time. It made him feel like he was getting stronger. One day, June gets his game system stolen by a couple of bullies and refuses to tell Misuzu and Tomo the truth. However, Tomo catches on and retrieves June's game system from the bullies. She returns to June's house to hand it back to him. He's upset that she went alone to confront the bullies. The two wrestle with each other. Even though Tomo doesn't know that June's upset because he knows he can't perform similar actions for Tomo in return, he lets Tomo borrow the game system and doesn't want her to return it until he proves he's a stronger man than her. This influences June to take lessons from Tomo's father. At present, Tomo plays June's gaming system and wonders when he'll take it back since she feels he's gotten stronger than her. We see Tomo, Misuzu, June, and Carol visiting the beach for summer break. Misuzu didn't want to attend the trip at first, but Carol convinces her to come because she wants to see June's reaction to Tomo wearing a swimsuit. At the portable toilets, June waits for the girls to put on their swimsuits. Carol and Misuzu ask him why he's looking up, and he says he's waiting for Tomo. Tomo refuses to come out, and June accidentally sees her in her swimsuit and gets embarrassed. Tomo and Carol rush to the ocean while Misuzu and June sit on the beach. Tomo grabs June and tells him to play with her. June tells Tomo to stop clinging on to him as Misuzu notices Tomo's not worrying about the swimsuit due to having fun on the beach. Carol clings on to June, resulting in Tomo throwing some rocks at both of them. Carol sits next to Misuzu and wonders why June doesn't want to be near them on the beach. Misuzu says it's because June's weary of Carol and Tomo's cleavage. A beach boy tries pulling Tomo aside to get quirky with her, but June steps in and tells him to back off. June apologizes to Tomo because he feels he shouldn't have butted in. However, Carol calls for help. June has no qualms with the boys hitting on Carol to think he's her boyfriend, startling Tomo. Tomo complains to Misuzu, who advises her to stay within June's line of sight for the remainder of the day. After getting ice cream, Tomo and June rush into the ocean. June ponders why he's starting to feel strange around Tomo today. On a bus, June and Misuzu talk about what happened today. Misuzu tells that June doesn't see Tomo as anything but a girl anymore. The summer break is about to end, and we see Tomo, Misuzu, and Carol playing the king game. Misuzu becomes the king and tells Tomo she must attend the summer festival with June alone, startling her. Tomo arrives at June's house and asks him to attend the summer festival with her. He accepts her offer but doesn't show much enthusiasm. Tomo and her friends leave. We cut to June in his room, and he's excited to spend alone time with Tomo at the summer festival. He questions Tomo's romantic confession from episode 1. Meanwhile, Tomo and Misuzu endure inner conflicts regarding Tomo and June's futures. In the morning, June heads for the festival. At the same time, Carol asks Misuzu to go to the festival with her and Misaki because she doesn't want Misuzu to feel lonely. June and Tomo arrive at the festival and indulge in some activities. Some vendors notice Tomo and pass the word around. She used to cause mass mayhem at the event during her younger years. Misuzu, Carol, and Misaki arrive at the festival soon after and start exploring. Some men try to flirt with Tomo, but June pulls her away from them. Tomo thanks June for his help, and June starts acting weird toward Tomo. They head up to the highest balcony to prepare for the fireworks. Meanwhile, Misuzu notices Tomo and June, but Carol pulls her aside. Misuzu realizes Carol brought her along, so she can't interfere with Tomo and June's romantic moment. Before the fireworks go off, Tomo hesitates to tell June how she feels about him. She questions if it's okay to break what they have now. They watch the fireworks and head home. Tomo tells June they should do this again in the future. June confused about his newfound feelings for Tomo as he fears he'll never have a solid punching match with her again. In the next scene, we see Tomo and her friends on the school rooftop. She tells them since the new terms began, June's acting more cautious around Tomo. Tomo heads for class, leaving Misuzu and Carol behind. In class, Misuzu ponders what life will be like once Tomo and June become lovers. After school, the philanderer and his buddies harass Misuzu. They try dragging her elsewhere, but Carol shows up and defends Misuzu by tasing the philanderer. Carol and Misuzu flee to an abandoned factory to hide from them. Misuzu calls June to let him know about their situation and asks him not to tell Tomo. He hangs up and proceeds to the abandoned factory, but Tomo stops him. He tells Tomo what's happening, and she insists on helping him find Carol and Misuzu. Meanwhile, Misaki overhears their conversation and is worried about Carol. While discussing their friendship, the philanderer finds Misuzu and Carol. Before he can make a move, Tomo stops him. June and Tomo proceed to beat up the philanderer's men. At the same time, Misaki finds Carol and Misuzu. After seeing Carol undressed and dirtied, Misaki's infuriated. Before Tomo and June deliver a beating to the philanderer, Misaki stops them because he wants to make him suffer for what he did. Carol tells Misaki it was a misunderstanding. Calming him down, Misuzu asks Tomo and June to leave so she can discuss things with the philanderer. After they leave, Misuzu intimidates the philanderer and warns him never to bother them again. June shows more pleasant gestures toward Tomo, which excites her. Misaki reflecting on his childhood with Carol. In the present, Misaki visits Tomo's father's dojo because he wants to train under him. Despite appearing weak, Tomo's father sees his hidden potential. Misaki starts his training. After climbing several steps and performing push-ups, he gets into a sparring match with June. June gives Misaki helpful advice on how to earn acknowledgement from peers. Misaki injures June, but June knocks him out with a gut punch. Misaki wakes up in Tomo's room, and Tomo comforts him for his effort. She asks Misaki if he wants to get stronger for Carol's sake, and he says he does. Tomo tells Misaki that there are some things a fist can't solve and that he should pursue multiple types of strength. Carol and Misaki walk to school together, and Misaki tells her he's been attending Tomo's father's dojo to get stronger. He tells Carol he wants to earn Tomo's acknowledgement, infuriating Carol. Carol asks June to hang out with her later. Carol leaves class and bumps into Misuzu. Misuzu tells Carol not to meddle in Tomo and June's romantic development, but Carol taunts Misuzu and says things won't be going her way. Carol and June spend time together. Carol tells June she feels terrible about being mean to Tomo and Misuzu. June says that they'll forgive her. June and Carol arrive at June's room. Carol plans to torture June for getting in the way of her pursuit of Misaki. She gets intimate with June, causing him to head to Tomo's house. June apologizes to Tomo, but doesn't explain why. In his mind, he can't accept Tomo as a girl yet because they haven't settled the man-to-man score involving his handheld game device. Carol shows up and apologizes to Tomo and June. The next day, Carol apologizes to Misuzu on the rooftop. Misuzu accepts her apology and plans to help Carol win Misaki over. Misuzu confronts Misaki about his feelings toward Carol. He says he loves Carol but doesn't know how to approach the situation. Misuzu plans to get Carol into a vulnerable state to help Misaki confess to her. Misuzu plans to shatter Carol's persona to reveal her true colors. Misuzu meets Carol in class and tells her to give up on pursuing Misaki. Misuzu says Misaki didn't care about Carol's attempts at using June to make him jealous. Carol leaves and meets up with Tomo and June, horrifying them. Misuzu meets with Misaki to inform him about what occurred after she told Carol she didn't have a chance with Misaki. Tomo heads to the rooftop to meet with Misuzu to discuss the situation. Misaki arrives at Carol's mansion and heads to her room. Misaki sees Carol with tears in her eyes. Misaki tells Carol that Misuzu lied to her to get her into a vulnerable state to help Misaki out. Misaki confesses his feelings to Carol, and Carol does the same. Before they kiss, Carol's mother pulls Misaki aside. Carol's mother says she's the one who told Carol to smile to get her to stop crying. Carol's mother's worried that Misaki will turn Carol into someone she's not. Misaki tells Carol's mother that Carol has more people in her life now that love her. He says Carol's mother doesn't need to worry about Misaki changing Carol. At school, Misuzu and Tomo are worried about Carol. Carol arrives wearing a rabbit hat and scares Misuzu. However, Carol thanks Misuzu to her surprise, and Tomo and Carol laughs at Misuzu. The next day, Tomo and her friends participating in a marathon event. Tomo and June are in the lead and vow to defeat each other in this competition. At some point, Tomo faints. June carries her to a hospital, and she wakes up alongside Misuzu and Carol. Misuzu informs Tomo about what happened after the race and tells her to take advantage of her sickly situation before departing. While alone with June, he tells Tomo that Akemi will arrive soon to care for her. However, Tomo asks June to carry her to her mother's car. Before Tomo leaves, she apologizes to June for ruining their contest. June tells Tomo he's always willing to help. June arrives at Tomo's place the following day to check on her. Tomo hands June his game system since he's proven to her that he's a stronger man. However, she tells June not to let this get to his head as she believes she can still defeat him in other activities. June admits he has no issues being on equal footing with Tomo. In the next scene we see June reminiscing about his first time landing an attack on Tomo at the Aizawa dojo. However, June catches on that Tomo's acting strange about it. Tomo's father shares his and Akemi's expectations for Tomo. He knows Tomo can't walk a path similar to his own, which is probably why Tomo's acting bizarrely. At the entrance ceremony, June bumps into Tomo and finds it odd Tomo's wearing a skirt. At this time, June thought Tomo was a guy like him. Tomo tells Misuzu about the situation, and she thinks he's an idiot for not catching on that Tomo's a girl. In a separate class, June's confuzzled by the whole situation. A random student approaches him and asks if he's dating Tomo since they're close. June doesn't answer and leaves. He overhears Tomo discussing with other girls about relationships and flees. Later, June stumbles upon Tomo talking with other guys and doesn't say a word to her. In the present, June says a whole year went by and he never apologized to Tomo for thinking she was a boy. In the past timeline, June wonders how to turn his acquaintance relationship with Tomo into something more. Meanwhile, Misuzu struggles to keep up with Tomo's energy and worries about their friendship. Alone, June hatches a scheme to get a girlfriend but knows it wouldn't be fair to the girl. June knows it can be challenging to get one. At the same time, Misuzu wants to look for someone who can slow Tomo down, allowing her to catch up to her. Misuzu stumbles upon June eating lunch by himself and chats with him. June says he struggles to make friends, but Misuzu knows that's a lie. He doesn't want to meet someone who'd replace Tomo and ruin his chances at getting the relationship he once had with her. Misuzu tells June to make up with Tomo. Before she leaves, June asks Misuzu to go out with him. Misuzu accepts. While walking, Misuzu tells June she and he doesn't harbor romantic feelings for each other, but she's willing to play along. Misuzu tells June to use her given name to make their relationship look more believable. We receive a montage of June and Misuzu participating in many activities. Misuzu isn't enjoying any of it but feels she needs to keep up with June's energy to catch up to Tomo. Misuzu tells Tomo that she won't be able to stay friends with her in class. Tomo grabs Misuzu and they head to an isolated location. Misuzu tells Tomo that she can't participate in sports like her, but Tomo reassures Misuzu that she enjoys spending time with her. Misuzu smiles and realizes her time with Jun wasn't a waste of time. Before approaching Jun about ending the romance, Jun does it first. Depressing Misuzu, Jun approaches Tomo, who doesn't want anything to do with him. They walk home together, and Tomo punches Jun for taking a whole year to speak with her again. Jun apologizes to Tomo. He says he didn't want to interact with Tomo because everyone shared rumors that they were dating. Therefore, he didn't want to make life harder for Tomo. After talking it out, Tomo and Jun promise to become great buddies. In the present, Jun realizes that he and Tomo had changed a lot since that time. After that, Jun and Tomo getting ready to head for school and him realizing Tomo's female charm. Tomo asks Misuzu about working a part-time job so she can get Jun a gift. Not wanting Tomo to do anything stupid, Misuzu says she will join her and Carol says she'll offer a helping hand too. Tanabe overhears their conversation and says they can work at his family's ramen restaurant. Tanabe introduces Tomo and her friends to her father. He's happy he will receive help since his wife's not here. Tomo and her friends put on their uniforms and serve customers. Tomo and Carol fail miserably, but Misuzu seems to tackle her job the best. Suddenly, Jun walks in and startles Tomo. Misuzu and Tomo ask Jun questions about his thoughts about Tomo wearing a maid outfit. He says she looks okay, leading to Tomo and Misuzu asking Carol what he means. Carol gives them vague answers while posing for male customers. After a long day of work, Tomo and her friends receive their paychecks. They wish Tanabe and his father the best at the restaurant and depart. However, Tomo bumps into Jun, so Misuzu and Carol leave to give them alone time. As they walk home, Jun tells Tomo he likes stopping by Tanabe's restaurant to eat his family's ramen. However, he says it tasted better when Tomo gave it to him. Tomo gives Jun his birthday present the next day. Jun planning his birthday party at Tomo's place. Tomo and Misuzu discussing how Tomo can get more intimate with Jun. Misuzu says bodily contact is the way to go, so they plan a strategy to have Jun grab Tomo's chest accidentally. At the stairs, Tomo and Misuzu get into their positions. Jun arrives and Misuzu pushes him down the stairs while Tomo's waiting to grab him. Jun avoids Tomo but accidentally grabs Carol's chest. Jun apologizes to Carol and asks him what he could to make it up to her. Carol says it's no big deal, but Tomo beats him up. Later, Misuzu contemplates if she went too far with her plan. Suddenly, she falls down the steps, but Tanabe saves her. Tanabe asks Misuzu to swap contact information. Misuzu accepts his offer because she wants to atone for her horrible act. In class, Misuzu tells Carol that she thinks she's getting in the way of Tomo and Jun's development and internally doesn't want them to get together. The next day, Tomo notices Misuzu didn't show up for class as Carol tells Tomo that she stayed home sick. Meanwhile, one of her classmates discusses the upcoming cultural festival Cinderella play and asks who should assume the role of Cinderella. 3 days pass and Misuzu's still sick in bed. Tomo visits Misuzu and brings her some goodies to make her feel better. Tomo asks Misuzu if she knows she's spending much time with Carol and feels she's been avoiding Tomo lately. Tomo leaves behind a pamphlet for the upcoming Cinderella play and tells Misuzu not to overthink things. Misuzu looks at the pamphlet and is baffled by something. Misuzu returns to school, infuriated that Carol voted for her to play the role of Cinderella. Tomo says she'll be playing the prince. When Misuzu's practice session with Carol and her friends doesn't go well, she asks Tomo to practice their parts on the roof. Tomo's jealous that Misuzu and Carol fit for a princess role better than herself. She wishes she could play a role that's more her style instead of a prince. When Tomo leaves, Misuzu wonders if she put a curse on Tomo since Tomo feels like she's unworthy of Jun's affection. Everyone gets in costume, but Misuzu realizes everyone continues to move forward, unlike herself. Jun overhears Misuzu muttering to herself. Jun suggests Misuzu discuss things with Tomo. At night, Jun helps Tomo practice her role in the play, and Jun feeling embarrassed about everything. We see Tomo, Carol, and Misuzu's mothers at the school culture festival to see their daughters perform in the Cinderella play. Misuzu's mother plans to film her daughter during the act since she lied to her about there being a cultural festival this year. As the play occurs, everyone from Jun and Tomo plays their role well. As Tomo and Misuzu get close, Misuzu believes she's the one who instilled Tomo's desire to want to be a princess. However, in his mind, Jun believes Tomo wanted to play the role of a female of her own volition. Carol and her friends start cheering after Tomo proposes to Misuzu. Despite it going against the play's storyline, everyone starts cheering them on, and the play concludes. Afterward, Jun asks Tomo if she'd like to take a stroll around the festival with him. Tomo accepts, and we get a montage of the two attending several festivities around the school, like haunted attractions to playing soccer. Later, Tomo, June, Carol, and Misaki participate in the festival's dancing activity, leaving Misuzu alone. However, Carol grabs Misuzu before could depart and sits with her on a stool. Misuzu thanks Carol for getting her the part of Cinderella. Misuzu feels she did that so Misuzu could make up with Tomo. Carol denies that claim and tells Misuzu she only wanted her to play Cinderella so she can take a picture of her in a dress. As Tomo and June dance together, June semi-admits to having feelings for Tomo, causing her to flee the area. Several days pass. One morning, Tomo tackles June and they start walking with each other. June says Tomo's been acting more energetic than usual. He tries asking her about what happened to her during the after-party event. Tomo literally dodges the question by rushing to school alone. Tomo meets up with Carol and Misuzu. Carol asks her what happened between her and June at the culture festival, but Tomo walks away embarrassed. Misuzu assumes June confessed his feelings to Tomo, but Tomo backed out. As June heads to school, he bumps into Misaki, and they head somewhere to chat. June tells Misaki he likes Tomo, but Misaki thinks he's happy for him. Misaki tells June it'd be best to straight up tell Tomo he likes her. June thanks Misaki for the advice, even though Misaki hasn't told Carol how he truly feels about her. He wishes them both the best of luck in their confessing endeavors. June pulls Misuzu aside from class and tells her that he loves Tomo. He apologizes for using her back then in their relationship. Misuzu's upset June couldn't be more proactive with Tomo because he worried how she'd feel if they dated. Misuzu tells June to stop being considerate of her feelings since she's the one who threw the relationship away. June thanks Misuzu for looking out for other people because he wouldn't have gotten this far without her help. Before they end their conversation, Misuzu asks June if she was his first love. He tells her she wasn't while hilariously thinking about his first encounter with Tomo's mother. Meanwhile, Tomo finds a challenge letter on her desk which asks her to head for the rooftops. Tomo reaches the rooftop and learns June put the letter on her desk. June reflects on Tomo's romantic confession to him at the start of high school. He asks her if she meant she loved him as a friend. Tomo's a bit peeved and tells June she's been trying to become more girly for him. June didn't know, but infuriated, Tomo punches him in the face. As June lies on the ground, Tomo reflects on her actions. She feels June didn't deserve to be punched since he must have been afraid and wanted to flee the situation. June tells Tomo he loves her, but she yells at him and leaves. She meets up with Misuzu and Carol, and Tomo says she messed up. Carol says she and June should go out, but Tomo's filled with too afraid. Misuzu tells Tomo she never needed to be more girly to win June's heart. She feels everything that's occurred between her and June is all her fault. Tomo comforts Misuzu, who tells her to go to June and settle everything. Tomo runs to meet up with June as Misuzu's happy to experience love for the first time. Tomo finds June and asks him to give her one more chance. They head for the same path where Tomo confessed to June in the first episode. June promises Tomo that he loves her for real and Tomo's overcome with a lot of glee. However, Tomo tells June that they may not be best buddies anymore since they'll be pursuing romance. June argues they can still remain friends even after they become a couple. He challenges Tomo to a race up a few stairs. Tomo beats him and June laughs. He tells Tomo even if they become a couple, he wants them to compete with each other like they always have. Tomo tells June that she loves him and he falls down the stairs out of shock. Tomo checks on June and June congratulating himself while lying on the stairs. Tomo telling June she'll be with Carol and Misuzu today. Tomo complains June is acting more confident and relaxed about their new relationship. Carol suggests Tomo kisses June, but Tomo's not comfortable with that yet. Misuzu recommends they watch the film No Kiss, No Life that'll air during Christmas to get June in the mood to do it. Tomo meets up with June at the movie theater, and she tells him they'll be watching No Kiss, No Life today. June's nervous about watching it, but Tomo's not worried since she stared at the poster for a week to wipe away her anxiety. While watching the movie, Tomo attempts to get intimate with June, but the movie's romance scenes make her nervous. After the film, Tomo tells June that he must have gotten really into the movie. June says he couldn't get into romance and love stories before because he thought he could never relate to them. However, he wonders if his love for Tomo made him get more into it. June and Tomo exchange Christmas gifts and walk home. Tomo knows June's acting calmer around her because she's important to him. However, she wants to know of a way to make him like her more. Tomo spends the night at June's house, and they both act nervous toward each other. Tomo snaps and says she came here to kiss June. June tells Tomo he'd love to, but he wants the moment to be special. June admits he hasn't accepted her as his girlfriend yet, and Tomo's furious. June reveals he told her parents about their relationship, and her mother said it's okay. However, Goro said he can't date Tomo until he defeats him in a fight. Tomo's infuriated. Meanwhile, Akemi discusses the situation with Goro. Tomo arrives, yells at Goro, and demands a solid response from him. He continues grunting, resulting in Tomo telling Goro she hates him and fleeing to her room. Misuzu and Carol meet at the shrine for New Year's. Misuzu tells Carol she hasn't gotten a response from Tomo in a while. June arrives at Tomo's home, but Akemi tells him Tomo doesn't want to see anyone yet. However, she suggests June challenge Goro while he's here since he's been off his game. June says he's not feeling up to fighting and heads for school. June meets Tomo, and she's mad that June didn't share this intel about him and her father sooner. June didn't want to have Tomo wait on him to defeat her father, and he's willing to challenge him. Tomo informs Misuzu and Carol about the situation. She wishes she could help June since she's unsure if he can beat Goro. June tells Tomo that he'll be challenging her father today during class. June visits Goro to challenge him. Meanwhile, Misaki and Tomo discuss her worries for June. Misaki tells Tomo she should head over to their fight to cheer June on. Tomo rushes out of the dojo to head home. At the same time, June is losing badly to Tomo's father. Tomo arrives and says she'd like to challenge her father instead. She tells June she doesn't want to interfere with their fight. If June loses and can't continue, she wants to have a crack at Goro. June challenges Goro to one more round. June wins the fight after discovering Goro's weak spot. After the fight, June tells Tomo he loves her and asks her if she wants to go out. Tomo's flustered since she wanted to ask him, so she uses the opportunity to kiss June. The episode concludes with Tomo taking a group photo with Misuzu, Carol, June, and Misaki, and stating how she's living her best life ever.